Associate Professor Guillaume Tata from Gentex, University of Lille. So nowadays, AI is becoming a big opportunity for many activities such as industry, health, defense, or business to have an advantage, competitive advantage. And AI is also now becoming an actor in our daily life, so in our smartphone, in our computer, in our cars. But as scientists, we have a duty, I think, to keep an eye on this advance and to be sure that there is no risk that all this technology become bad for the society of the planet. In the same time, as said earlier, you know that this year there are 2 Nobel Prizes in physical and chemistry related to AI. So in this context, I would like to ask the first question of this panel talk, which is why would we be concerned about responsible AI? So we can start with Professor Zhang.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chair of this session. So it's very interesting for me to be involved in this panel discussion. I think it's very interesting and very significant to discuss with all the colleagues about the AI. But what I mentioned that now in artificial intelligence is not only the subject for scientists in computer science. It is much extended than 20 years ago. It being involved in all areas of scientific subjects, as what is mentioned by Professor Marseille. So this year, the Prix Nobel are attributed to 2 scientists for physics and chemistry. I think this is the turning point because after that, we can say in all areas of research, biology, chemistry, and other fields, the artificial intelligence will exist everywhere. I think that is a very important part.
Thank you, Professor Lincoln.
Yeah. So I think there are a lot of national or international organisms that try to define what is responsible artificial intelligence, and it's linked with other kind of concepts such as trustworthy or trusted artificial intelligence, and several principles have to be taken into account in order to define artificial intelligence as responsible. For instance, one of the principles is control, the human involvement and the human control of the artificial intelligence during all the life cycle steps of artificial intelligence, from the design to the end of life of artificial intelligence. The second one is safety and robustness. This is linked with resilience, it's very famous, fashionable. Resilience facing attacks, unplanned events, and repeatability of decisions facing similar events without any threat for society. Another one is the respect of private life. So it's a very important issue, but it's easy to be sure that there is no contradictory effect against confidentiality. Transparency, of course, like features like explainability, clarity, accessibility of decision process by users, the decision understandability and fairness too. Another one is societal and environmental well-being. And here there is a problem because you know that when we develop artificial intelligence, it costs a lot regarding energy. So for to assume that regarding environmental effect, there is no negative point when using artificial intelligence such chatbot. Another one, and the last perhaps, it's responsabilization or accountability. That is to say, divergent decisions have to be needs arbitrations. That is, you need to take a decision, so we have to make a choice regarding two dilemma, for example, or two different alternatives, and you have to select the best, even if both alternatives are negative impacts. So, that is to say, we have to develop also legal mechanisms for justification and auditability, for example. So I think we have to work to all these principles. Of course, it's not so easy.
Thank you.
Thank you. I completely agree with you and about the different characteristics of artificial intelligence, about robustness, about privacy. I have one more about, for example, artificial intelligence need to avoid to cause harm to individual or society or environment. That's why it needs to be responsible in the artificial intelligence. For me, artificial intelligence is like a tool, in fact. For example, a knife helps you to eat, okay, but it helps someone to kill. But it's not responsible, okay, it's just a tool. But imagine a knife who could retract the blade when it identifies use like that. He become responsible. And I think this way it's possible to make artificial intelligence to make responsible like that, to identify the use and avoid malicious way to use it.
Thank you. So now let's move into application of artificial intelligence. So can you share a specific example of artificial intelligence in your field of expertise on the challenges related to the responsibility what comes with it?
Okay. For real applications of artificial intelligence, we can say AI has been applied in all areas, not only in industry, but also in all social aspects, human daily life. I just give some examples, the medical applications. So you can use AI for automatic medical imaging analysis, and also intelligent robot for operations, medical operations, and others. Okay, and for manufacturing, AI has been involved in intelligent manufacturing. So we call it industrial 4.0 or 5.0. 4.0 is about the connection, making connection. 5.0 it means AI is used to deal with all issues of human factors. So it is really application area.
Okay, so what about applications, or what about the development of responsible artificial intelligence? So I have some experiment on that, and I think for making responsible artificial intelligence, we need us as users to understand what about the decision process. And I think that we have to develop, to take into account human reasoning process, natural human reasoning process. That is to say, we are capable to make deductive reasoning, such as Sherlock Holmes, if you know, abductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, counterfactual reasoning, and so on. And if we can explain our reasoning through artificial intelligence with such natural human reasoning, I think it's maybe possible. I have another anecdotal application domain, because I think we have two levels of artificial intelligence. The first level, we have a lot of data available, so we are speaking about here big data processing. Okay, no problem. But also we have a configuration for which we have very low level of data, and we have to use the concept of big signals. That is to say, the training process of artificial intelligence here is very different if you have no data at all regarding if you have a lot of data. So we develop a practical example called the mirror effect based learning process. That is to say, the first time the system doesn't have any knowledge. Okay, So we are waiting for a user. The user has a specific behavior, and after the scenario, the process is capable to check the best level of the human behavior. And when a second user uses the same scenario, you are capable to have some set point to propose to the second user. And when the second user did the scenario for the second time, it's not the same user, of course, the system makes the same, it selects the best level of the behavior, and so on, and so on, and so on. That is to say, we are capable here to converge through an asymptotic level, that is to say, to optimize the decision process through artificial intelligence and to have what we call a digital companion, okay, a digital companion for human work. So I think it is some ways to develop deeply to have responsible artificial intelligence.
Thank you. Yes, as we said previously, artificial intelligence gives us a lot of capacity or capability, but it's need to improve also with respect of health or human condition, improve human condition. So we use also for example, in our case, in health, in a medical device. For example, we have a project, we submit a project with a Toronto, also with one of the Nobel Prize to help sleep, so with the monitoring of sleep. So I think in health we choose responsible artificial intelligence. In this case of health.
Thank you. So let's talk now about the future. So what, for you, what is the biggest challenges for the artificial intelligence in the future, and more precisely, how will be the responsible intelligence in the future?
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. So I think that the challenges in the future responsible AI are related to two aspects. The external aspect is about the how to define the external condition to restrict the development of AI technology. So my colleague mentioned already data security and data issues. All these data issues should be well managed, and data issue is very important, and also how to control the development of AI, making evaluation of new AI results. For example, to make robots autonomous is good, but it cannot be completely autonomous, because if a robot is autonomous, intelligent robot autonomous, probably it will do something against human interests. So it's how to define this technological restriction is very important. And legal restriction and also technical restriction. So this issue should be studied. Another issue is the internal development for AI technology, because now very important challenge is to how to combine the AI technology and the current scientific subjects in material, in chemistry, in electricity. So they have different laws. How to combine all these classical models with the new AI technology. So this is a very important issue. So make this combination is very important for development of all subjects.
Okay, for me it's clear, and it's because it's my topics of research. One of the main future challenging issue for me is the maintenance of the human in the loop concept. That is to say, human has to remain responsible of artificial intelligence. It's very important. You have a different level of human in the loop concept. You are human alone in the loop, that is to say, there is no artificial intelligence-based support systems. You are human in the loop, that is to say, okay, the human has the authority and he can have some advice through artificial intelligence-based support. You have another concept, human back in the loop, that is to say, the authority firstly is allocated to the artificial intelligence support systems, and if necessary, you ask for help to users to come back to the loop. And this takeover can make some problems, human factors problems, organizational problems, that is to say, regarding for example, human factors like vigilance, like attentional resource, like human expertise. That is to say, you are not anymore in the loop. Are you capable to take over the system if the system asks for you for help? So I suggest to develop two concepts: artificial intelligence assisted by users, it's important for me, and of course naturally human assisted by artificial intelligence. Everybody did it, but we have to be aware about the responsibility of human for artificial intelligence.
For me, there are always two really problems for artificial intelligence. The first one is to go to artificial general intelligence, and as you said, it needs emotional artificial intelligence. So this one is the first problem, and the second one, maybe, more specific about responsibility, about developers, about policymakers, about organization, to define the rule around the artificial intelligence. So I think this begins to define the growth of how we want to define the rules about artificial intelligence. And I think it's the next problem to solve.
Thank you very much. So we have some time for questions to the audience. So please, if you have questions, don't hesitate. So maybe I can start the first question for you. I would like to ask you an example of AI. So it is, for instance, everybody knows in medical application, the AI who can deal with images of medical cases. Okay, and the AI can do it sometimes better than the doctor. So do you think that with this kind of system we can lose the knowledge of the doctor? The knowledge of the doctor. If a machine do it, the doctor don't have to do it, and he will have no training, and the doctor will lose the knowledge for analysis images.
I try to give analysis, but I think in the future model, it should be a hybrid model. What I mean, so the data mining is very important. Of course, now deep learning model is applied everywhere. You have data, but it is the optimal cases. The problem is that it's not sure that you get the right data. It's not sure you get the complete data. So one possibility is that we can try to combine data model, and physical knowledge, physical laws, chemical laws, and human knowledge, different levels together to make image analysis. Image understanding strongly depends on human involvement. What I remember that it in 2015. So there's AlphaGo. Probably all people know AlphaGo. AlphaGo is AI player for Go. Use deep learning. After AlphaGo, one important issue is to develop affective computing involving human emotion, human perception, something like that. The human factor should be more studied in AI.
Yeah, for me, example of applications regarding equations, artificial intelligence doesn't mean only neural network made. Because I can say you that system expert is coming back. System expert is very easy. It was developed in the last century. But there is a lot of recent studies now that use the concept of expert system and mixed with expert system and neural networks made artificial intelligence system. I think it's a good opportunity to try to think about it. I have another example. We use a mirror effect-based learning system in the eco-driving process in train, for train driving, and it works. Okay, that is to say, we optimize the set points about the position of a manipulator of the train to accelerate or brake the train, and of course the set points related to the position of the manipulator, and taking into account safety constraint related to the speed limit and to acceleration or deceleration limits and so on. We improve the global electricity consumptions, okay, by taking account progressively the evolution of users' behavior by extract the best level of behavior regarding eco-driving goals. Okay.
So we talk about medical domain, and I come from the French National Institute of Research and Medical Device. So in this case, every artificial intelligence we made are to help the practitioner, to keep time, just to tell him, look at this, maybe there is something, and he makes the decision about this is cancer or not, this is need to remove, but it just reduce data, because data are more and more important about the quality of CT image or MRI or something like that. It's more and more important, and it's really important for them to reduce the time to analyze. Also, the artificial intelligence needs also to just pick this time on this picture. Forget the other. Look at this one, and I think this is concerned. And it makes the decision, yes, it is.
Thank you. Is there any question? Yes?
Hello, Professor. Thanks for your sharing. And I have the question for the Professor Diễn. I heard you talk about deep learning for the autonomous robot, right? And I have the protest about the computer vision. I use the deep learning application on the robots can grab the objects. Okay, I will talk about the short list for you to understand my protest. My system includes two stages. The first models for the 3D reconstruction, the objects, and I convert to the point cloud. And the second model, I will use the point cloud to predict the X, Y, Z axis. And after that, I will use the X, Y, Z axis to the implementation on the real robot. So the biggest problem when I do protest, that is, I have to improve the accuracy when I reconstruction 3D of the object first, and I implement the robot later, or I have to do both. As an experience, could you tell me what's the better ways for me?
Personally, no, I have no project on robot, but I worked on robot many years ago, because it's not the same frame. But I understand your question, but one important issue is that probably for increasing the accuracy of the robot performance, you can make an interaction between a virtual environment and real environment. The real environment is a robot manipulation, which can be interacted in the digital or virtual environment. You can make an operation, you make simulation. A simulation will conduct the new operation of the robot via AI tools, something like that. It could be, I saw some references about that. And Frederick is more specialized in robot. He can give you more responses.
Yes, thank you. So I have this hypothesis. I assume that any autonomous robot has limits. And that's so. If you agree with that, because it's related to your question, you can ask help to another autonomous robot. So you have a networking system regarding several robots. Okay, perhaps it's possible to recover the problem, or you ask for help to users, to human. Okay, but as you say, autonomous robot, and I say to my talk regarding several degree of shared autonomy. So human entirely alone on the loop, human in the loop, human back to the loop, and the last one is autonomous systems, that is, there is no more humans, okay? So I have an example, practical example in San Francisco, in the US, where people decided to implement autonomous taxi, and people decided they didn't want anymore this kind of autonomous taxi. Why? Because when you implement an autonomous system around the world where you have several levels of shared autonomy, okay, you can have some conflict, and it's normal. Why? Because the autonomous robot didn't consider the autonomy of a pedestrian, for example, in San Francisco, the autonomy of other cars that are not autonomous at all, with people inside, so the risk you are taking is not the same for an autonomous system regarding the risk taken by a human. So I can confirm you that. Why is that? Because in fact the safety levels for autonomous system is higher than ours. We take risks, and it is human being. You have to take risks. If not, what about the life? So what about the life of your autonomous robot? I don't know, but you respect the algorithms we implement on it. So the algorithm has some limits, firstly, and secondly, it's mandatory for you to integrate safety, high level of safety constraint. If not, is not acceptable. So that's why you have some limits, and you have to consider integration with other kind of autonomous system, or with other kind of non-autonomous in terms of integration, involvement, of user or of humans.
Okay, thank you. So I think it's time to conclude. So if we want to extract the main key point of this interesting discussion, the first thing is that we can say that the definition of responsible AI is quite difficult because it's the right topic. Then in terms of application, we can say that responsible AI is related to the decision process, the human decision process. So let's move to the problem of explainable AI, but also human-centered AI. On future development, we can say the main question is how to control the development of AI. So there is development of hybrid models with AI on physical laws response. And maybe to conclude, we can say that one definition could be, as Professor Van Ranken said, human should remain so responsible of AI. So I think we can conclude this panel talk. Thank you very much, you three, and thank you very much for the audience for attending.